How to lead an SAP design workshop. Hi everyone, my name is Milos, SAP Logistics Solution Architect for Cortrist, and today I'm in Switzerland. I'm in Chardonne, above Lake Geneva, so you can admire the beautiful view, really beautiful, with some vineyards here on the hill. And yeah, today I want to take the opportunity right before going for dinner to talk about how to lead an SAP design workshop. So what are the most important things? What do I always try to keep in mind and not forget when I have to lead one? So the first thing is, I would say that it's all about information exchange. Usually you are in a meeting room, sometimes you visit the site, but most often you're in a meeting room. You have the business, so the business that needs an SAP solution. You potentially have the IT of the company that is also there assisting, supporting the business, and you have the consulting partner, so the SAP experts who will have to design and implement SAP for the customer company. So basically you have, and I'm going to simplify it, sometimes it's more complex, but in a simplified way, you have two groups of people who need to exchange information, who potentially know each other, but not everybody knows everyone. So the first thing to do is to be aware and recognize that you need to build a relationship, you need to build trust. So throughout those meetings, you need to establish a relationship between the different people in the room, and specifically between the implementation team and the business. So that's one first most important thing to recognize. You need to build a relationship as together you're going through these workshops. Okay, so always keep that in mind whenever you're running a design workshop or a series of design workshops. The second thing is, oftentimes the implementation team, the SAP team, comes prepared. They have presentations, blah 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 blah. They talk a lot. A common mistake is that people are talking too much and the meeting becomes more a monologue rather than a dialogue. Remember, the goal is to exchange information. There's many things about the business you don't know, the as-is process and the as-is solutions, as-is meaning what they're using today. And there's many things the business doesn't know about the to-be solution. So how are we going to run our processes with the future SAP solution that's going to be implemented? And both these parties need to exchange information so they can get to know each other's side, and both together can come up with the best possible design that is covering all the needs, all the requirements, that is not going to be too disruptive, and that actually is going to build a solution that's going to work. So remember, monologue is bad. Dialogue, discussion, conversation is very good. So always remember, if you're talking too much, just stop and say, hey, I just want to check, is everybody still there? Is everybody following? Do you see it different? You can even engage directly and say, hey, Paul, I see you very silent. Usually you're very talkative. I just wanted to check. What about this warehousing solution? What about this storage type? Do you have that kind of process? What do you do today? So it's never a straight line. It's always a zigzag, switching between what do you plan to do tomorrow, what is the as is, okay? Because if it starts being only the as is or only the to be, it means only one of the sides is talking. You're not exchanging information. You're not building a relationship. You're not building trust. It's you can use the metaphor of a dance, okay? It's a dance. It's two partners dancing together, and both of them need to be willing to dance and get along in order to create a beautiful ballet, a beautiful dance together. All right. So remember, monologue is bad. Dialogue is very, very good and needed. The last but not least is, and I have my notes, not to forget, yes. And I often say this because I believe it's so true. Everything works on paper. So one of the common things that can happen is that you design a great process on paper, but then the business, especially, you know SAP, so you are thinking how it's going to work because you know how SAP works, but the business doesn't know how SAP works, right? They're not the SAP consultants. So instead of just staying on the paper, a great way to understand the as-is is definitely to walk through the plant, to walk through the office of the customer, of the business, to understand what do they do day by day, to see them in action, see them actually doing the job. So step away from your PowerPoints, from your documents, from the paper, and get down to business to understand what they're actually doing today, how they're working. And on the to-be, on the SAP side, of course, you're yet to build a whole system, so you don't have the system to show yet, but you can show a demo, you can have a standard SAP solution that is not going to match perfectly to what is needed for that specific customer, but will give a very, very good feeling of how the SAP system works, what are the possibilities, what is to be expected, and the customer will be able to understand, for example, when you talk about serial numbers, where do I actually have them, how can I understand which serial numbers I have on stock, or maybe when you talk about batches, what is an actual batch in SAP, can I see the batch master data, where do I see if the batch has been released from quality or is still blocked. So it's great to show the system immediately as soon as possible so that the business can start understanding, okay, what are we going for and how does it actually work and how it's going to be close or not so close to what we're doing today, and actually start visualizing the to-be solution. All right, hope you liked it. Let me know in the comments, what do you think? Let me know if you do something specific in your design workshops. And bye for now with this beautiful view of Chardonne, Switzerland. And actually there below is the city of Vevey on the Lake Geneva. I'll see you very soon. Have a great day and speak soon. Bye everyone.